He's going to talk about lessons learned. Let's bring him up, Mr. Justin Donald.
Standing in the Hall of Fame, and the world's gonna know your name, 'cause you burn with the brightest flame, and the world's gonna know your name.
What a fantastic event we have had so far. I've had the privilege of being to 15 SLCs now, and I have to say that this is a premier event and what I would consider the best, if not one of the best, that I have ever attended personally. So what a fantastic opportunity to learn and to grow. You know, it's a challenge to take my entire career here with the company, a little over 17 years, and break it down into 30 minutes of time. But that's what I'm going to attempt to do here. And I'm really excited to give this message. I've given a lot of messages over the years. A lot of them, most of them, have been very instructional. But today I get to share with you something different, a different piece of me. I'm very excited to share with you over the past 17 years what Cutco and Vector have meant to me. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here. Vector to me has been a place to learn and to grow, an environment that I can thrive in. Friendships for a lifetime. I'm sure many of you would agree with that. And the longer you're here, the more of them you'll have. Being a mentor, having a mentor, fun, leadership, a place that I can give passion back for the life that I have, a place to teach, and a great income, and an experience that is second to none. And I'd really like to break this down, but to boil it all down, Vector has allowed me to live the life of my dreams. And I'm very excited to share with you today what that life looks like. So behind me, there's going to be a slideshow, and it's kind of a timeline of my life from the younger years, when you see I was a little awkward, unconfident youngster, to maybe a little more polished today, a little more comfortable, a little more confident. And I wanted to kind of chronicle for you some of my favorite moments, people, experiences, and I'm really excited to share that. So we can begin rolling those whenever you'd like. As far as my message here, I have a handout for everything I'm going to cover. So if you feel moved to jot something down, great. But you know what? I am totally cool with just sitting back and soaking it up, all right? What I plan to do today is really just share my heart with you. I want to share lessons that I've learned. I want to share things about the opportunities that I've been given. I want to share things about Vector. But what a lot of people don't know about me is when I first started, I was not good at this job. You may look at the accomplishments of my past 5 years and think that that's what it's always been like, but I was not good as a new manager. In fact, I had 5 different office managers that quit while I was in their office. I don't know if that was my fault, but it seemed like it. And so for me, I had to be very proactive about putting myself in an environment where I could learn and I could surround myself with people that would help me get to the next level. And at events especially like SLC. This event for me, this was a game changer. My very first SLC did wonders for my career. And I'm excited to share those with you. Outside of my dad and my youth pastor, my greatest mentors have been in Vector marketing. It's been people that I've met right here. It's with people that you're interacting with this week. In fact, I'd like to share with you 4 of my biggest role models real quick and some people that have been very instrumental, in my growth and my development here with the company. And the first of those is Jeff Bry. Many of you know Jeff. He's my original division manager. And I learned a lot from Jeff. Jeff taught me how to be likable, how to be fun. I think we all can agree that Jeff's one of the coolest people on the planet, right? And so I just wanted to copy that guy, yeah, right? He's always been great with people, and so I just wanted to emulate that, and I learned so much from him. Mike Muriel was my division manager after that, and Mike Muriel painted for me the picture of what it's like to be a businessman, not just a Vector manager, but how to run a business, how to think bigger, and that I need to think bigger because I don't think big enough. He taught me how to plan. And maybe many of you can relate to this. as the Guinnesses came up. We planned over Guinnesses. But I didn't, were any of you, maybe some of you are still this way, you don't really know how to plan, or you're not good at planning? I'm going to talk about this a little bit, but he really taught me how to do that. Marty Dimitrovich, he was my original region manager, and that guy taught me class. He taught me how to treat people with respect, no matter where they're from, no matter who they are. And John Kane, this man taught me how to love people well, to have deep, intimate relationships, meaningful interactions. And these four individuals have done so much in shaping my career and shaping the person that I am here today. A few other people that I'd love to thank and share with you lessons that I learned from are Dan Casetta. We got a chance to hear from him. Dan has always been my favorite person on the agenda. Dan taught me not just how to sell Cutco and more of it, but how to lead people. John Wasserman taught me at my very first SLC how to actually get fast start business. I didn't know how to do it. My people didn't sell a lot. And I didn't realize until he taught me that you got to build up the program and run around with a fireman's hat on and do all kinds of crazy stuff. And I was like, you can do that? I was brand new. And so I made my Fast Start program really cool, and sure enough, they started selling a lot. Angie McDougall, besides having the loudest laugh on earth, she's one of the most decorated people that taught me all kinds of things, but one of the things that I learned from her is acceptance, and she welcomed me with open arms to my very first roundtable meeting as a district manager when I didn't know very much. PJ Potter taught me how to analyze the business, how to read stats, how to grow my business, how to find and select a really good pilot sales manager, and what criteria I should use in the selection process. Danny Lewis taught me how to be incredibly enthusiastic about anything and everything. Greg Strine taught me the importance of investing money at a very young age. And I heard a message from him that got me to write a check to invest at 19 years old. And I've been investing ever since. Dane Espegard taught me how to make life fun, how to make everything fun, how to make even the stuff in the business that isn't always fun, fun. Kyle Smith taught me how to be a great listener and really listen to the needs of people. Matt King taught me how to become a great recruiter and the importance of a great recruiting system. Drew Frank taught me you've got to keep redefining who you are and sharpening the axe. That guy keeps reinventing the business, and he forces me to stay on my toes. And I love that about him. And I've learned great leadership from Al and from Bruce and from the region managers. I've just learned so much. And I can also tell you, I've learned a tremendous amount of things just here at SLC, just in these past few days. Can we all agree on that? Has anyone learned anything? Cool. Well, I'm going to share with you some things that I've learned. I'm going to share with you some things that I love. But I want to share with you what Vector really has meant to me. I learned that I love the finer things in life, and I never got a chance to try them until Vector. Dom Perignon, really nice wine. Day of Decadence experiences, Rolexes, nice dinners, travel, Mont Blanc pens, all the finer things. I didn't even know that this stuff existed. It sure is fun. I love the challenge of breaking records. I never want to outgrow the desire to better myself. And even if it's just a personal best record, that's okay. I just like to always improve. I love that I can have my best year ever. Last year in 2014 as an office, when I had ankle surgery in April, a reconstructive surgery with 6 different things wrong with my ankle, and knee surgery in November. That's really cool. And to have a staff of people that can run the organization with or without you. I learned that this world is full of fun makers, fun havers, and fun blockers. Think about that here for a second. Your job should be to surround yourself with as many fun makers and havers as possible, but you run from the fun blockers, and you know who those are. They can be called vampires. They suck the life right out of you. I learned that there is magic in building a championship team. I learned that Taking time to plan effectively creates better results and less stress through the process. Work ethic trumps all. And this is really what I grounded myself in as a new manager. I needed to have a tremendous work ethic. I needed to have a better work ethic than anyone else in this business if I was going to rise to the level that I wanted to rise. Michelangelo says it best. If people knew how hard I worked to get mastery, it wouldn't seem so wonderful at all. And I think people see the results of managers that work hard and they don't see the time that goes into it, the years of crafting, the years of learning when you're not getting the results yet. And that's how it was for me. I worked incredibly hard for my first number of years. But that set me up now so that I can work hard if I choose to, but I don't have to either. Mental toughness is the key to success in everything. Tony Robbins says psychology is 80% psychology and 20% skill. So it's a mental toughness battle. I am paid well to find solutions. I am a problem solver to the highest level. Becoming a master of the basics is the most important thing. It is the most important of the fundamentals because it is the fundamental. So pick 2 to 3 things and master them. And once mastered, rotate to something new in a new campaign. Embrace change. It is inevitable. And those that embrace change succeed at the highest of levels. The business is constantly evolving. So you either evolve with it or you get left behind. And we've heard a lot of ways this week that we can evolve. Laughter, fun, and enthusiasm are magnetic. And that's what attracts people. It attracts a following like no other. I learned how important it is for people to hear, "I'm so proud of you." Some of the most powerful words a person can say. I learned that it's important to be a strong leader today in a world short of strong leaders. I learned that watching those that I mentored succeed at the highest levels is more rewarding than succeeding myself at those levels. Self-satisfaction is more powerful than nearly any other tangible item. Growth and contribution are more satisfying than recognition. That's powerful to me. I learned to live the life of my dreams and help others do it as well. Thank you to the company bringing Matthew Kelly on and literally changing my world. I think it's incredibly important to always share and to always give. Not just when I have time and not just when it's convenient. I try to give more than others expect that I give as well, and I think that's important. I learned to aggressively save money and save at an early age and save as much as I can to set up my and my family's financial future. And I'll tell you what, Vector is an unbelievable place where you can make an unbelievable income. And I'd like to share a few things with you. I graduated from the University of Illinois debt-free. Thank you, Vector. I bought a condo on the top floor of a brand new mid-rise in Lincoln Park, a very nice part of Chicago. I bought a really nice home when we decided it was time to become a little more domesticated. All right, and I lost the condo loft living deal. I bought 2 cars with cash. I invested into my own personal growth. I've attended every event that Tony Robbins does, everything that he does. Over $30,000 that I've spent on my own education since graduating college. I paid for our wedding, for our honeymoon. I've been able to travel all around the world on Vector income, over 50 countries now, even to places where Americans usually don't go, like Medellin, Colombia, or Cartagena, or Cuba. I think you probably saw my Cuban cigar in Cuba, which was on my dreams list in one of the slides. I took 8 of my best friends on a vacation of a lifetime to none other than Costa Rica, where we'll be dining and playing in future time. Oh, by the way, I paid for all that. All they had to do was show up. That's pretty cool. I invested over 50% of my annual income several years in a row. I bought investment properties. I have no debt outside of low-interest mortgages. I gave several cash bonuses or gifts, if you will, to friends in need. I financed a car for my lead receptionist who was in a bind. I had the opportunity to pay for my current DM to go on a trip of a lifetime to Ireland. I loaned my DRM at the time enough money for her to be able to put a down payment on a house because she didn't have good enough credit to be able to do it through a bank, and I acted as her bank. I feel very blessed with the financial opportunity that Vector has provided for me. Some other lessons that I've learned. There's a power in positivity and optimism. It's okay to make mistakes. Just focus on learning the lessons. And I wasn't good at that at first, and I've learned to become good at that because it doesn't ever feel good in the moment, does it? I've learned it's okay to let other people make mistakes as well and use that as an opportunity to teach them how to be better at the business. As long as I truly give all that I have, I win that experience, period. The results do not matter. If I have given my all and I am fully committed, I win. I learned to never, ever give up. And no matter how many times I get beat down, just make sure I get up one last time more. That I'm always going to stand up. I'm always going to make it to my feet, even if I'm a little wobbly. I learned that being passionate about my mission and sharing my vision will create culture in an organization that is unbreakable. That's where championship teams are formed and found. I want to share with you a story. In 2006, I was running an office. I was a new promotee to division manager. I moved to a new territory. The manager that was there said, "Hey, by the way, good luck. There are no good recruits in this territory." Those are my welcoming words to my new territory. No one here is no good recruits here. So I went into that summer with a mission to break the company record. And we were going into SC2 push. And you guys know what SC2 is all about. That's the end-all be-all, right? That's the big push. And we're going for the best week ever. We're going for the best push ever. And during the push, a tornado comes in and ravages St. Louis. Wipes out tons of homes, tons of cell phone towers. There are literally over 500,000 people with no electricity. And it's hot, by the way, in St. Louis in the summer. So our representatives literally have to go door to door in most instances to get demos during the push because phones aren't working. The cell towers are down. In addition to that, you can't even see in the homes. So when it's night, they have to bring candles to do demos candlelit. For our team meeting, our office had no electricity. So we pulled up cars, turned lights on, and just made a big old thing and ran a meeting with car lights. You couldn't see anything. You're using like flashlights to read your notes and then it just didn't matter and you just get everyone fired up, right? In the midst of all that, we did $125,000 one week, and we did $156,000 the other week. $156,000 was the largest week in company history at the time. It was a $275,000 push in the most tragic or difficult situation I have ever dealt with. But you know what? Culture was there, and our team, we said, you know what? We are going to break this record in spite. We're not going to lose and say, no, we didn't do it because of the tornado. We said, no, we are going to do it because of the tornado. What a cool rally cry. Whoever adds the most value to other people's lives has the most influence. That's a great lesson for me. I will be paid in direct proportion to the amount of value that I add to other people. And here's another good one. Whoever has more certainty has more influence. This has served me very well as a manager. Here's a fun one I learned. Traveling and experiencing the world on Vector's dollar is way better than mine. That's a good one. Who's excited about Costa Rica? Yeah. Who's excited to go to Costa Rica and not pay anything? Like not pay anything to go, but then not pay anything because it's all inclusive. Yeah, that's what I thought. I learned I need to become the best version of myself, and it is an ongoing process, and I will never arrive as much as I would love to. It just doesn't happen that way. The best coaches are people that perform at a higher level than anyone else, except they can coach people to perform at a higher level than they ever did. Talking to people, getting the results I desire frequently needs to be a priority, and I need to model their behavior. I need to be willing to ask for help always. There are so many successful people just waiting to share and waiting to give. I learned I need to surround myself more with people that I want to become like, that my peer group matters, and it matters more than I ever realized because they're going to cause me to think bigger. They're going to cause me to do things differently. They're going to cause me to ask different questions of myself and challenge me to show up in a better light than what I am. The best way to develop people is to take them on things that I already enjoy doing. That's been powerful for me. The most important relationships I have are with God first, my wife second, my kids third, and everyone else after that. It's not about life being easier, it's about me getting better. Problems are a sign of life, and the only people without problems are dead. So I don't want to have no problems. I just want better quality problems. There's a problem when you can't pay your mortgage or you can't pay your rent. It's still a problem when you can't pay for your boat and your lake house. But isn't that a better quality problem? So shouldn't we desire to have better quality problems? That's something that I learned. Have an abundance mindset and divorce all other aspects of scarcity mindset. So we can have both. It's not an either or most of the time. Everyone makes mistakes, but when I do, I need to apologize right away with sincerity. My job isn't necessarily to be the smartest person in the room. This is another one I learned. But it is my job to get really smart, talented people around me that can do great things. And in many cases, they're smarter and more talented than I am. I learned that creating systems that allow me to remove myself from my organization is fantastic. And that's what true business owners do. They can step out of their business. It's not reliant upon them always. I learned to set goals and readjust when necessary. I learned to do what I enjoy most often, and that there are other people that are always happy to do other roles that maybe I don't enjoy as much to contribute to the team. Don't let other people think what other people think of me matter. As long as my actions are honorable to God and true to myself, then what other people think is not important. Have humility. Everyone respects people with humility, but I think we can all agree that there aren't too many people that demonstrate that quality. It is truly unique. I learned to express gratitude daily. It is impossible to be depressed when you're sharing what you're thankful for. I learned to take people under my wing and spend time teaching them. I learned how to find people that are talented, that I enjoy spending time with, and find a position for them somewhere in my organization, even if they don't quite fit the mold just right. I learned to focus on constant personal growth. I learned the 80-20 rule. And it's even more important the more business you do and the larger your organization gets. A question that has served me very well is, what are my top 5 to 10 CPO and income generating activities? Do you know what yours are? Once I got clear on those, my business skyrocketed. I learned to be patient and kind, even in tough situations. I learned to work through other people effectively and leverage my influence. And in many cases, magnify my influence. I learned that life is short, and I never know what day is going to be my last, so I need to live each day without limits. I learned to run my business like a business, not a social club. Not cutting corners. Not living for the thrills of what goes on in some offices. One of the most important lessons that I've learned through Vector, and one of the things that I appreciate more than anything else, and you've probably heard it in the theme of my message, really comes down to relationships. To me, the business, the world revolves around relationships. Vector is a place where I have developed best friends for a lifetime. 12 people in my wedding are Vector alumni. Trent Booth married my wife Jennifer and I. And last but not least, I learned that money fades, possessions break or go out of style, and that relationships and experiences with loved ones are the greatest prize this world has to offer. I've learned a lot with Vector. Thank you for your time, and I hope this means something to you and you can take something back to your office with you.
Standing in the Hall of Fame. Yeah.